Hi, it is Robbie from Southern California, and today I'm going to talk about my traveler's tomato, which you could do with any tomato. I have been holding back on working on my traveler tomato. And I Zoe and I have decided, I know you're not used to sun. Here, I'll shade you a little bit. Is that better? I've decided I'm going to do this differently than what I probably told you. Like I said, we change our minds, and that's okay. Look at the wonderful growth coming. Now, I know I was going to take all this off and I was going to propagate it, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to do it completely different, and I think it will make for a much better plant. And not only that, I think we'll get a harvest here on the deck, and I can leave it on the deck. I've got it in two pots. I've got it growing in here, and then I cut the bottom out of that and I extended it so it's got a double pot system to grow in. Then this, I just leave this here because it's quickly something for me to water the plant in. It just waters that and slowly runs into the plant. I have so many different methods on that. So let's clean this plant up and I'll show you what's been going on. We actually harvested one of the tomatoes last night and had it in a sandwich for dinner, and it worked out really good and they taste wonderful, so I'm really happy with it. I am not trying to grow any of these seeds off of my plant, but I am going to. So let's get this cleaned up, and I think it's going to be far better to have all summer here on the deck. So I'm here with my traveler tomatoes. Let me tell you what happened starting with the cuttings. Now, as you might remember if you watched the videos, I did 3 different types of cuttings off of this plant that's now, well, it's about 9 months old. So what I did was I took a cutting off the top. So it wasn't actually a sucker, it was more of a leader. It was part of the plant itself. That one did not make it. Okay, so we got that one's gone. Then I took one that was off of a sucker. So it was part of a sucker. It was a branch with a sucker on it. It almost made it. I'm going to say no, let's pull it out and see if anything happened. No, it might have tried, but this one didn't make it either. Now, what did make it was the actual sucker. When you take it off the side, it's a side shoot that's trying to grow. That one made it, and that's doing really good. In fact, it's already thrown a second sucker. This one's going to be really good to put in the ground. Now, these are my seedlings that I grew, and these are from an actual packet of seeds that I bought. And let's see, remember I had the first one come up really fast and I thought it was only going to have one. This one's doing fantastic, really needs to get outside. These are big tomatoes normally. The second one came up, it was doing really, really good. And then for weeks I thought nothing was going to show up. And then 2 more popped up. And though they are still small, if you go back and look at them, they were nothing. They only had 2 little leaves, so they are starting to grow. So that is what happened with those. So now we know the seedlings, some of them took time to grow, and the suckers on this particular plant this time around, because it can be different with each plant, this time only the suckers grew. Now let me put this down and tell you what I'm going to do here and why. This is just my broccoli. I've got to go find a place for it. In fact, I am going to put it there. This plant has a lot of top growth. We're going to get rid of all the top growth, everything. I'm going to take it all off. I think you can't see the top, but that's okay. Get it all off. It's got tomatoes on it. Now I will go ahead, even though it is a leader and it is not a sucker, I'm going to go ahead and try on this. Can't hurt at all. There's nothing to lose. So even though oh, I just broke it. Well, then we'll just take the very top. And it's got flowers. Being that it's got flowers, it's trying to produce tomatoes already. It may not grow. And if I remember, I'll put it in something and try it. We'll just leave it there. That's not what this video is about. This video is about getting rid of all the top growth because, first of all, it is too dry. We'll compost all this. There's nothing else we can do with it. And we're going to get everything off that the plant is trying to take care of. And that's stressing the plant out. What I'm looking at is all the bottom growth coming in now. I was going to do cuttings off of that. Here's the thing. It already has a root system. I don't have to wait and put it out and give it a few weeks till the root system comes because there is a root system there. So what I'm going to do is get rid of all top growth and let it completely start over for the spring. And that's what it's doing. We'll save the tomatoes. Oh, the other day I picked two little ones and we ate them. They were so good. And what was strange, I know they're little. There's only like 4 seeds total. Now there are two parts it's coming from. We've got this one that's not really doing that good, but I do see it's trying to set out roots. So I'll show you what I'm going to do on that. We're going to take it all the way to the bottom. This particular plant wants to send roots here. I don't know if it will make it, but like I said, we always can try. And since it does have some leaves growing, let's go ahead and take off. Let's see if what's growing here. Nothing. Let's go ahead and cut it off here. And I will go ahead and stick this in water, let the roots start, because the roots are trying to grow, and we'll get that started. So we've got the little tiny nothing, and then we've got that. I'm going to continue to take off all the stems it doesn't need. Isn't that beautiful? Look, I got a tomato for dinner. And all this just gets composted. My tomatoes, I absolutely compost the leftover leaves. Some people don't. I don't worry about it. We got more tomatoes. They're little. When this is planted right, it should be a big tomato. Now I can't lift the pot because the top pot would come loose since it's an extra pot that was put in. I'm going to go ahead and leave the yarn on for now. Let's take a look and see anything that doesn't look perfect. We're just going to get rid of it. And this has got 2 new leaders coming from the bottom. Though they would be suckers, we're going to try to promote them as the leader of the plant. And we're going to get all the yellow leaves off. Now there's another sucker. You know what? I'm going to take this sucker off. I don't know if it's worth it to even try, but I'm going to take that one off because I want this plant to really take off, giving it a really good grooming. Now technically, I wanted to really leave just this one. Okay, we've got another tomato that has to come off. We've got all these little tomatoes. This should be something that fits in the palm of your hand, a good sized tomato, but you know what? I'll show you something. This is how you eat these. You break it off. Look at this. And this tomato is still a good tomato. And then you've got this. Oh my God, they're so good. That's why I want to grow them. I like the idea. You can just break off as much as you want, and the tomato is still good. Okay, so I think we're going to take this off. I'm going to take that one off completely. Now I can also wait and do this later as it starts to grow. So we've got this center one growing. We've got 3 actually. We got this one growing in that. But now it doesn't have all this top growth that's not doing good. It's already throwing tomatoes. I can put some more yarn or string. This we don't need. This one's not doing anything. And I can redo the yarn, leave the yarn, whatever I want. I'll probably redo it as it starts to grow and make it a little neater. And that's it. Let me see. No, we're going to leave that. Leave that. I'm debating if I want to take, I am going to take the bottom suckers off. All the way on the bottom. We're going to take those off because I want it to go up now and start to produce tomatoes. Let's take that off. I could put some more mulch on the bottom. This one is no good. Wish you could see it. Because it's crossing over and it's going into the stem of the tomato. I'm going to bring you over to see this. So let me grab my camera. Now, if you look in here, see how this is growing and it's growing into that stem? It will rub. And with that, people call it diseases, but what it will do is cause a lot of pressure on this stem, this new one, this growth. When it crosses, it's like apple trees or anything. And when it rubs, then you can get bacteria and viruses and different things in there, and the plant may not do well. So we're going to go ahead and take that one off as well. See right there. Do I want to try to grow it? I could. It's ridiculous, but I'm telling you, you can do it. And that much I do know. I just don't know if I want to bother. Now, we don't have anything else crossing. I am going to change this around. No, actually, that's good. Nope. I can see this is growing on the outside. I'm going to try to keep all the growth on the inside. So I think I will straighten out some of this yarn or take it off and redo it. But that's it. Now we've got flowers already starting. And I think all in all, it looks really good. So we'll come back and take a look at it in a couple weeks and see how it does. And I'm hoping that we can get this tomato to grow. And if I want later, I may take off this last stem too. I don't know if it's really doing that much good, which means I would take it off here. See, and it is trying to, it might be able to take off and grow because we took this one off down here. See, there was two. So we got rid of that one. And we only have one main trunk now. It probably will try to grow more tomatoes, but all in all, we can leave it because we can always take more off. So I hope I gave you some ideas on how we can groom a tomato. And you know what? There's no right way or wrong way on all of this stuff. Let me move you back. So like I was saying, there's really no right way or wrong way. You do it the way you want. Experiment. Because there's a lot of times people will tell you you can't do something. And guess what? You can. So I'm going to go ahead and see how this tomato plant goes. I really want to grow these. I think it's so fun. Now, you can break off segments on this. Oh, now I'm talking with my mouth full. And it's just something how planted exactly at the same time. I have two different plants, different sizes, but this one came up immediately, which of course is a much bigger, healthier plant. It doesn't mean that these little ones won't make it, but they'll make it better if we can get them outside. And our weather's starting to stabilize a little bit. Though I was getting ready to plant outside, and being early April, Gary looked it up, we're still in the 40s. But I think some of these tomato plants can take it. And I grew these in the kitchen, but now I've been bringing them out. I might start leaving them outside. I'm going to make a shelter for them first, get them in the shelter, leave them overnight outside, and then get them into either the ground or totes. I'm not sure yet which one, but this should be really cool. So I hope I gave you some ideas. And I'll tell you something. I know that we can propagate these tiny ones. I'll show you later on before the video is completely over that I've done it and it works. So for now, I'll see. The only thing I have to do is make sure I mark it, label everything. So if it does root, you don't have to pick up this tiny little thing and go, what are you? Do we have to wait till we get our first tomato? So with that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. And I did grow this from seed. I just love how they tear apart and they're in joints. Isn't that cool? Though I should have washed it first, but mm, so cute. I can't wait to get bigger ones. How cute. And that's why they're called travelers. They say you could stick them in your pocket and break off a piece of tomato as you're traveling and eat as you go. Bye bye. Let's get you in the ground. Oh, you are beautiful.